Hi, my name is Natalie, and this is Natalie Lawyer Chick. I'll be discussing popular topics through a legal lens. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hey YouTube, my name is Natalie. I'm a criminal defense attorney. Welcome to my channel. And today is a very strange video because I don't know if you guys recall, but some months ago, I did a debate with the Canaan Land Moors. Since I did that debate with them, I have not addressed them at all because basically I didn't see the need to. I thought that I said what needed to be said and everything I said was correct. And that, there was basically no talking to them. They were like a brick wall. There was no winning with them or convincing them that they were on the wrong track as far as the law is concerned and their belief system. So anyway, after that, during that debate, one of the most vociferous members who seemed to be kind of taking on a leadership role as far as the debate itself was concerned was a gentleman by the name of Jamal. And Jamal is a former United States Marine and talked about that quite a bit in the debate. He also called me a house N-word.
But the way you're arguing the justification of the courts violating people's rights is kind of like the house telling the failures, like, hey, bro, this is how it is because master said it is.
So flash forward some months later now, it is July 3rd of 2021. And this morning, Jamal was is still engaged in a standoff with the police in Wakefield, Massachusetts. It's been going on since about 2 o'clock this morning when police pulled them over for a traffic stop. Well, the way that it originally started, it appears, is that they were pulled over to get gas and there were two vehicles pulled over to get gas on the side of the road. They weren't at a gas station, so I don't know if they were gassing up with their own gas tanks or if they had run out of gas and someone was trekking down to get gas or what the situation was. But they said in their videos that they were gonna be filling up their gas tanks.
Came behind us. So we stepped out of the vehicle. I had this on camera, on my body camera.
It's self-defense.
You're basically trying to say that we're violating some law, and you're forcing us to do it. And they were. They absolutely were. Because according to, I've studied the peaceful journey laws. They have to be secured, not within reach of anyone in the vehicle, which they want, and the ammunition has to be separate, which they will. So, I informed your men that I told my men to grab their arms once your men came behind us. So we stepped out of the vehicle. I had this on camera, on my body camera.
It's self-defense.
Huh?
We only grabbed our arms because we was under threat.
Exactly. We grabbed our arms because we felt threatened. Because we were just on the side of the road. We had one man exit the vehicle without any arms because they were secured and locked away, in an attempt to refuel ourselves so that way we can be in honor of the federal peaceful journey laws, which also respects the laws of the Commonwealth. Your officer forced us to come out of the vehicle with our arms. Yep, which we posed no threat to their safety whatsoever.
So I just want to insert right here that the problem with what he's saying is that Jamal is aware that the law is in some states, Massachusetts, similar to Maryland, that you have to have the gun in a secured lock case and the ammunition separate from the gun. But when the police came up behind them, they didn't express why they thought this was a threat, but when the police came up behind them, they got out of their vehicles with their guns loaded. And that is against the law. You cannot confront police officers with loaded guns, even if you can drive from point A to point B with a gun secured in the correct way. And the fact that they had them at the ready when the officers were approaching, locked and loaded and ready to go, means that they were not carrying them in accordance with the law. So then the police pull up behind them, and in video that's taken immediately after the traffic stop, you can see that the back of the Moors vehicle has a Moorish American flag hanging over the license plate. I don't know if it was there at the time of the traffic stop, but it is apparent that it is there during the confrontation. The Moors are armed. They have long rifles and they bring the rifles outside of the car. This is according to Jamal. Jamal takes over as the point person with law enforcement and the standoff ensues. Law enforcement create a perimeter. This occurred on I-95. For those of you unaware who maybe don't live on the East Coast, I-95 runs from the northernmost tip of the United States all the way to the southernmost tip of the United States. And it's the north-south corridor where most people are able to travel state to state. So they shut down the portion of I-95 in Wakefield that the Moors were on. And there were about 10 Moorish Americans armed in tactical gear in a standoff confrontation with the police. It does not appear that the police ever pointed their guns at the Moors or that the Moors ever pointed their guns at the police, but simply that everyone was armed. According to Jamal, he appears to be the go-to person during this entire confrontation. So it appears that Jamal is telling them, if you get arrested, I'll insert some clips here and there because the video footage from the Instagram account is hours long. I think I pulled over an hour worth of footage and that was being selective in what I took. I'm not going to play all of that. I will only play some of that that's relevant to what I'm talking about.
They ask you what your name is, what you gonna say?
Speak to Jamal.
Copy. If they ask you where you going, what you gonna say?
Speak to Jamal.
If they ask you what your date of birth is, what you gonna say?
Speak to Jamal.
If they ask you who's the owner of these vehicles, what you gonna say?
Speak to Jamal.
So Jamal tells them things like, if they ask you, any questions, what is your answer? Talk to Jamal. Very clear that he's taken over the leadership role here. They are espousing their sovereign citizen beliefs to the police. They gave them case law that they wanted the police to research.
Violation of the treaty, peace and friendship, violation of the Constitution, violation of everything. No surprise though.
They believed that the police were researching it. The police were not. They were forming a perimeter. And they also, being law enforcement, sent a drone over the perimeter to kind of scope it out. In response, the Moors stuck their flag up in the air so that the drone could see it. So it is a very tactical, touchy type of situation that they're in. And it all is stemming from the Moors believing that they have the right to bear arms in confrontations with law enforcement.
Have one of your men drop it off to the middle of the road. I have a table in my van. I'll set up a table with a paperwork so you can put the summons down. I'll take the summons. You can record me being served, so that way that's paperwork. I'm being very realistic. Absolutely, that's how things are done. If I was still,
you have to understand also, as much as I respect your
you absolutely don't respect it, so you don't have to placate.
that you understand with regards to Second Amendment, in regards to the First Amendment, the same thing. We cannot tell media to do things or put out things. They put it out in the room.
We'll notify them that they finna get sued for defamation of character.
According to law enforcement, and apparently according to the Moors, once the law enforcement saw that they were armed, they backed off and they formed the perimeter. 2 of them have been taken into custody and arrested. There's video footage of that. And it seems like there's about 8 more people left. Jamal was saying towards the last hour or so that they were getting tired, they were getting worn down, that they wanted paramedics to come out. It's not clear what their demands are or what it is that they want. I think they just want to get out of the confrontation. I think they want to say that they took out their guns, they presented no identification, they had a standoff with the police, and then they went home because they were always within their rights. The Moors said that they were traveling from Rhode Island to Maine to do tactical training or to do training. And that's the reason that they were going from place to place, so they don't have to provide their identification, because they were engaged in interstate commercial travel, so they don't have to, or non-commercial travel or something like that. And so they don't have to provide identification because of their right to travel. And they were giving them several cases on their Second Amendment rights and their alleged right to travel. So that's what's going on right now. I thought that you guys might be interested to know. I don't know what the outcome of it is going to be, but the only lesson that I can kind of give you guys out of this entire situation, if there is anything to be learned from it, is that clearly the sovereign citizen, Moorish American, even though they don't want to say that they're sovereign citizens, it's the same exact belief system, just with some additional seasonings on it, right? And they don't want, you to think that they don't know what they're doing, but they literally have no idea what they're doing. This is not going to end. So they were saying things, for example, like, oh, they're going to go, are they speaking to the ambassador? Are they speaking to, the FBI? Are they speaking to the CIA? Like, we're going to be out of here in no time. Like, once they speak to the ambassador, they're going to know that we're in the right and they're going to let us go. They're not going to let you go. You're all going to be arrested. You're all going to be charged. The charges are probably going to be serious, and you're all probably going to go to jail. So it's like, this is the full extent of where the Moorish American ideology gets people. It is ineffective. It does not work, and it is dangerous. And the only thing other than that I want to say is that I'm glad that so far no violence has occurred. No one has been shot. No one has been killed. So that's a really good thing. But other than that, this is a super dangerous situation, and it does not have the intended effect, right? So they're trying to make themselves feel better by saying, oh, we'll be out of this in no time. They said they would be out of it at 2 a.m. It is now 9:52 a.m. and they're still in the midst of the standoff right now. And they are tired and they're worn down, and they said it. And Jamal was asking for paramedics for his people, for his men, and they're probably only going to get arrested and sent to jail. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I mean, I told you so. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if any of y'all ever get out of jail and see this video, I told you so. I only said it out of caring, and I didn't want you guys to end up in prison, and I didn't want you to end up being potentially hurt. And this is the result of everything. I told you that your belief system is faulty and it does not work. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.